Welcome to the NXT Podcast, your home for weekly NXT reviews and insight.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
Find all of your NXT news, recaps, and analysis right here. So with that being said, we only have one question for you.
Are you ready?
We thought so. Let's get the show started right now.
All right, everyone. This is Memphis Mark coming to you from Mullet Manor, and we're going to do the NXT review for 418. And, they start off with the old recap of last week, and you know what? I have to say, the WWE has got the draft coming up, so they're putting angles out there and they're building from that. And then next week's the next week's premium event is apparently I've been saying it wrong, and it's spring breaking and not spring breaking. And it's great to have a teenage child that will acknowledge every mistake you make. But anyway, we will go on. They started off with a big triple threat tag belt match with Gallus and Dyad, Schism, and the Creed brothers. And they come out, and Dyad looks freaking great. Reed and Fowler, they're working great together. Joe Gacy got him some fashionable glasses, looking dapper on the side, and they're trying to build a lot of careers out of there. They've got a lot of people there, so that's the reason they do a lot of these triple threats. I've had a couple of people send me some messages wanting to know why so many triple threats. Well, you're going to see that in any promotion that has too much talent. We're about to see that on Wednesday nights probably, and it's just you got to have triple threats and battle royals and anything you can to get these people on TV. But in this match, Gallus is Gallus. Julius is probably the better of the two brothers, but he's all offense. He does great moves on offense. Just his ground and pound, of course, because of his background, is going to be good. But, he can't really sell, and he can't build up to the move. Even the move that you're setting up has to have build up in this. And, they're giving him a push. I understand that, and the strength that both of these brothers have. I understand they're holding on and they're trying, because Julius looks like he could be. Brutus looks like he needs some time. Dyad looks pretty freaking good. And, of course, the Gallus boys are the Gallus boys. So, good match. Gallus, it looks like they're not going to win it. They're out of it. The other two tag teams going at it. And, of course, Gallus comes in and wins because of Ivy Now. Ivy Now is hit when somebody gets bumped off the apron, and she goes down, and Julius goes over to check. I believe it was Julius goes over to check, and bam, bam, Gallus wins. And then Eva gets to get outside and have a close and personal conversation with Ivy Now. So they go straight from there to a Dijak promo. And, of course, he's going to push down a cameraman. I'm guessing he's walking around the Performance Center, but it looks like he could be walking around a strip mall selling door-to-door. But Apollo Crews does not like that. And so he comes up, confronts, and that is going to lead to a match a little later on. When you go from there, you got this No More Da, the Heritage Cup winner. And I think I saw Tyler Bates' name on that cup. But they do a little promo with him, and they're setting up a match he's going to have. And then they kind of surprise me. All of a sudden, something fairly new. You got Nathan Frazier with a coffee cup behind a desk. looks like disaster to me. But no, he cuts a good promo. I think he keeps his point good and precise. I think this was pretty good and possibly something to build on later on. And then, of course, with good writing. But this was pretty good. And then they go to No Ma Da. And he's wrestling somebody named Bourne, but for lack of reference, I'm just going to call him Jabroni number 4. And, No Ma does good. I want to say Nomar because of Nomar Garcia or whatever, the baseball player, but it is No Ma, I'm hoping. And anyway, Mr. Da, or Mr. Dar, he looks a little Rick Rudish in this match. Kind of flaunting his accents or his positives, and degrading the other, and while setting up a move. I liked it. Good moves. He picks Jabroni number 4 apart. Jabroni number 4 does look pretty good, and we'll have to check our Jabroni list. He may get moved up to 3. But a pretty good match. Cannot complain. The future is bright for this young man, so we will see where that goes. Oh, no. Okay. Well, we got Roxanne, and Roxanne's going to cut a little promo about Zoe Stark, her upcoming match, and of course she has to mention Miss Tiffany Stratton, but tonight she is going to shut up Zoe. Wow, Zoe should get this push. But anyway, it is what it is. Sometimes it's just a look and a couple moves, and maybe having the announcer being your trainer. Oh, did I say that out loud? And then you got Jensen. All right, he's going in to talk to Kiana about Brooks, and he almost cries, and he's like, I don't know what's going on. The guy that shoved me down, and then Yoko Ono's it. And Yoko Ono, if you don't know who that is, that's John Lennon's wife. And some people in certain circles say that she brought down the Beatles. I am in no way comparing Riggs and Jensen to the breed of Beatles, but it looks like she's Onoing, and she has him with a new look, Dapper Don. And, so, hey, we will see where that's going to go. But, they threw him out of the office that they were in. And then they got big 6'6" D1 lineman from Syracuse. That's Odyssey Jones versus apparently nobody, because Braun speared this man out of his socks. And Odyssey sold it. Woo! I guess they didn't have anybody good to put against Odyssey, and he's so damn good, they got to get him on the TV. So Braun comes out, and he's spitting chop suey out there, going at it, and talking about what he gonna do. And then Duke Hudson appears from the crowd. And Duke, the MVP, after some bad-mouthing from Braun, Duke comes out and says, keep Andre Chase's name out your mouth. Now, I don't know about y'all, but where I'm from, when somebody says for me to keep their name out of their mouth, you either keep your name out of their name out of your mouth, or you put your foot in theirs. So anyway, in this, he sets up a great challenge. He's building up that he's going to take this match against Braun. He's going to show Braun Duke is the man. Duke is the man. And at the last minute, he goes, Andre Chase is going to be the one to challenge you. So he is setting up the takeover of Chase University. They've got a little Cora Jade promo, that is. And then you got Pretty Deadly with a promo about, Tony D and Stacks, talking about how they're going to make them sleep with the fishes. And then you have the match. Yep, Roxanne versus Zoe. You know, Roxanne can do every move nicely that she is trained for. And somebody has trained with her, possibly. It just looks too wrestling schoolish. When you see guys that have just gotten out of school, they can do the series of moves. They'll run in the ropes. There's a lot of bumps they can take. But it's because they practice them over and over and over. And then when they get in with a seasoned gentleman or lady, they either work well, the timing is okay, or the match looks bad, and the veteran has to take it over and whoop the tar out of them. So in this one, Roxanne, they're not going to let that happen because her trainer is actually the announcer. So the Prodigy gets out there. I mean, she's working on it. She sells okay. She does a little windmill swing towards the end of the match where she's mad. She does and hollers and starts just like Brutus does a little bit, but just with a lot of less appearance. You know, I actually heard someone in the crowd said, "You swing like a girl." But, you know, just that wrestling school offense. Now, Zoe, she's a badass. Man, she's got great moves. She's strong. She's better, and she should be getting a push. But no, she sets Roxanne up, and Roxanne takes a match. Then Indy comes out, and they have a little deal. It was not. I don't know. Tiffany comes out. They're setting up another triple threat match at Spring Breakin'. Imagine that. So anyway, you got Grayson Waller cutting a promo, and he tries to describe an American's voice. And the only thing I can compare, and I know most people won't know who this is, but he used to do a telethon for MD, muscular dystrophy, every year. Jerry Lewis, when he did movies, that's what Grayson Waller did. He has watched old Jerry Lewis movies when he was growing up, and there you go. So setting up the Waller effect a little later on, but then you have something bad. Now, I'm a Von Wagner fan, and they've got the promo where Von Wagner is running behind, and he's not doing a good job at it. Mr. Stone saying he's leaving. Von says, "Hey, you know, I'm one of the Beverly brothers. I'm the son. You know, come on, give me a chance." And they turn around and they go from there, I guess. But then I got a couple quick messages. And people were asking me, like, who is the Beverly brothers? And one of my friends called me and thought it was the Bellamy brothers, which is a whole nother group that most people won't know who are. But anyway, Von is he's a tight end. He played for UCF, so they play against my Memphis Tigers a lot, so every year, and so I got to see him when he played. He was pretty good. Didn't start. I think he started a game or two, caught a couple passes, nothing big, but his dad was a wrestler, and it was back, pre-2000, but. He was, when he got to the WWF, then he was teamed with, I believe it was Big Mean Mike or Ming Mike Ennis, or anyway, they had the Beverly brothers there, and they were like some rich and, rich jerks that were all, entitled and stuff like that. But the Destruction Crew is what they were called, and he had some. He was known as Bo Beverly and the Sports Agent, really old. And then of course Wayne Bloom, the train. Wayne, and then they formed the Destruction Crew, and that pretty much was how he spent his career. So Von comes from a good lineage, good genetics, a good family line. I just don't know what in the world they are doing with him now. All right, then you've got Gigi and Cora Jade. So you got Gigi Dolan going against Cora Jade, and now both of these girls can work. So Gigi's a little slow on a couple of her kicks, but Cora's not precise on some of them. But then you're going to have, of course, you're going to have Jacy Jayne run in and do the worst run in I've seen. She runs in. I'm hoping she meant to miss that first kick. It caused a roll up. But then Jacy Jayne gets thrown over the announcer's table onto Booker T. So kind of like that. Cora wins. And then, of course, they're going to have her on the mic. And then you're going to have Valkyria come out in a smoke-lit or a smoke-enhanced stage, making a challenge for next week. All right, then you've got Wahoo McDaniel. No, I'm sorry. You've got Eddie Thorpe coming out to do his promo, and he's the modern-day version of our only Native American that I know of in the WWE right now. So he has a HBK look with HBK grew up a Native American. So he just has his own accents. And, of course, Damon Kemp's going to come out because he was out there for his match. And he goes, hey, you might have something, kid. So that is what they're setting up for the future, right there. So, and then you got Big 6'9" Dijak going to go against Apollo Crews for that embarrassing, the cameraman. So, even when, Apollo's walking out to the ring, he's messing with the cameraman. So, but, Apollo does good. He is really, really good at getting people over. And he's got great timing. If he was a few inches taller, he would be a main eventer. Dijak is Dijak. He's getting there. He did do a discus, like the 380, but the discus where most of them are, a clothesline or something like that. He did a boot, which was actually kind of good. His timing was good on that one. But then he follows it up with the worst grab of Apollo in a choke slam that I've ever seen another wrestler do. And he sets him up for the big finish, which Apollo has to climb on the ring to help get on them shoulders. Then Dijak's going to do it again after he wins the match. Dragunov runs in, does his run in, and does it right and correct. So refs come out, and then Dijak, after the weakest chokeslam I've ever seen, he does the weakest, hey, keep me away from this guy with refs. Not good. Not good. Jacy Jayne promo, not good. Blaming Gigi for leaving to go to the Indies and leaving her little brother with the drug-addicted mother. Don't like the whole angle, don't like that at all. But I will say the lighting in the parking lot was fantastic. It was perfect, dark, but with enough light to get the accents. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking a little crew stuff. But I regress. They're gonna have a North American Championship, and it's Charlie Dempsey against Wes Lee, and Charlie's got Drew Gulak. Doesn't the name Drew Gulak, doesn't that just send fear down your spine? Yeah. But Charlie Dempsey is a future star. They've got to do something with him. Wes comes out for his interest. He's going to jump off, I think it was the stairs or something, and Drew Gulak hits him with a cheap shot and sets the match up so Charlie can take control at first and make it look good. And then Wes gets a little ticked and turns it around. Now, I got to say, in this match, watching Charlie Dempsey is like watching Steven Regal. I got to say, he has great mat work. He looks like a wrestler from Smoky Mountain Wrestling with Jim Cornette, but he's not. He's from Europe, and and his pin attempts are freaking great. The way Kurt Angle could take anything and go into a ankle lock, Drew seems like, Charlie seems like he can take anything and make it into a pin. Now, as far as my friend Wesley, Mr. Lee, normally I don't like the real acrobatic, I call them jumpers. They're always jumping. Well, this guy jumps, and he has some bad intention in it sometimes. And his timing on this particular day was fantastic. He had great striking. At one point in time, he does a fake to where he's pounding on Charlie and then stops. And Charlie's expecting him to go to his head again. Then he goes to the body. It was a good little fake. The timing was fantastic. It is. It was probably one of the better matches. The tag team match earlier was pretty good. But afterwards, Wesley wins the match. Drew Gulak jumps in, and they kind of put a whooping on Wes and then stand over him. No one comes out to help Wes either. So that is probably setting up a Drew Gulak match next week, I'm guessing. But after that, they got old Tony D and Stacks, and they're in an Italian restaurant, and they're talking about what can they do. This Pretty Deadly, because Pretty Deadly, they said earlier they were going to make them sleep with the fishes. So, what are they going to do? So what they decide to do is do the first ever trunk match. That's right. Put your opponent in a trunk, drive away. I'm not going to take that any further because I can probably get censored. But it was a good little promo, good little promo. But then you're going to have which they usually don't do. They usually don't end a show in a big interview unless there's going to be some people running in to break them up, or a big push when it's two people and they want to bring in another tag team or another person. They can have somebody jump in there, but this was a little different. Now in this one, I'm sorry, I got a little distracted there because I was looking at some of my notes, and I forgot to tell a funny story earlier, but that's okay because it probably wasn't that funny if I forgot it. But anyway, the Grayson Waller effect with him, Mello, and Trick. And I love the set. I love the set with the palm trees and everything, But if you think about it, and they bring it up later, but I had made these notes earlier that, they keep, Grayson keeps reappearing and reappearing. He is Night of the Living Dead. He is not going anywhere. And what do he call himself? Main Event Walla, and he says he doesn't need the belt. The belt needs him. But I think actually, Mello said that first. But anyway, and then Mello, with Trick, is cool, but Trick apparently had some haters in the crowd, and he addressed them. And when he addressed them, well, they brought Memphis into the fold. Not me, just my city and the biggest rap group to come out of it. So the next thing you know, you hear the crowd going, "Whoop that Trick." It's very common in our basketball games, our football games. So if you don't know that song, look it up. They do. The crowd starts hollering. So now this whole build-up is pretty good. They're trying to do, I respect you, but you're a good wrestler, but and then like even Mello says, like, there's great, then there's Waller, and then there's him. So it was pretty good. It was I wish they would have had a little altercation or some kind of controversy at the end, but I did like the fact that Mello did go, we're going to go to the big screen right now, and we're going to go through some of Grayson Waller's highlights. And then there wasn't any. So I thought that was pretty freaking good. And then towards the end there, Mello kind of does his, then all the way, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm still the champ. When he kind of does, Waller, of course, is going to come back with something. And when he goes to come back, Mello grabs his hand, says he's the champ, raises the belt. And that's pretty much how they're going to end that. So, hey, it is what it is. That is setting up for the premium event. And we will see how that goes this coming week. Overall, pretty good. I will say, with some of the promos that I won't bore you with, whenever they do a little promo of so-and-so is coming. It seems like they're bringing a lot of football players in to NXT. I see another one coming in. Tight ends, offensive linemen, I understand they're great athletes. Offensive linemen and defensive linemen, people don't understand the handwork and the blocking and everything. So, I'm sure there's going to be an exception, but right now, I think there's some other people they could do something with that maybe they're lacking on. But that is just my opinion. So anyway, I guess we will close this up, considering I've got to go be puppy master and go and feed the puppies. So anyway, guys, it's been a good week here. And wait a minute, before I go, how many people even know what Smoky Mountain Wrestling was? If you're a fan, but when I was referring to Charlie Dempsey, somebody, now I've checked my messages, and a couple of people were going, what's Smoky Mountain? They've got Google. But anyway, we'll end it right there. So guys, thank you. This is Memphis Mark, as always, coming to you from Mullet Manor. And if you can rescue, please do. Please do. And it's getting ready to get hot out there. So come on, guys, watch if you've got outside pets, and spay and neuter. But other than that, guys, this is Memphis Mark. And you know what? I'm out.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.